Dear students, this is 12th zoology video class, chapter 4, part 15. Chapter 4, part 15, principles of inheritance and variations. Students, last video class we have seen extra chromosomal or cytoplasmic inheritance. In this one, we have completed how shell coiling occurs in limnaea. How shell coiling is occurred in limnaea we are seen. So this diagram I explained the last video class. Yes. The next topic is the one kappa particles in paramecium. Kappa particles in paramecium. And Soniban and his associates have reported the transmission of cytoplasmic kappa particles in paramecium aurelia. So there is a scientist name called as a Soniban and his associates. They reported the transmission of cytoplasmic kappa particles in paramecium aurelia. So the kappa particles are cytoplasmic symbionts. What is kappa particles? What is symbiont? Kappa particles is a types of organelles which present in the paramecium. They produce one chemical toxic substance. One chemical toxic substance to kill the other organisms. That is we call as a kappa particles. The kappa particles are the cytoplasmic symbionts occurring in the strains of the ciliated parameciums. The paramecium which occurs cilia over the body surface, that is we call as ciliated parameciums. The strains possessing the kappa particles are known as killer parameciums. The parameciums, whoever they have these kappa particles, they are called as a killer paramecia. They are called as a killer paramecia. In what way do they going to kill? Okay, what are the parts will be present in the kappa particles? All these things we'll see now. Here, once again, just here, this is what we are seeing, and here. The kappa particles, they liberate kind of toxin substance. Toxin means poisonous substance. That is because of paramecin. Paramecin is the one toxic substance liberated by kappa particles. That leads to die to the other individuals called as a sensitivities. So the kappa particles which presents inside the paramecium of the body, they produce one toxic substance. That toxic substance we call as a paramecin. So that paramecin kill the other organisms. Here they say, they given one word lethal. Lethal means death. You can underline and just write. The next paragraph will see the continuations of these kappa particles appear to be either parasites or more possible symbionts. So the kappa particles, they appear either maybe the parasites or possible symbionts. Symbionts means having mutual partnership. That is because of symbionts, since they do not harm their hosts. The kappa particles, they will not harmful to their own host cells of the body. A killer paramecium, they may contain hundreds of kappa particles which have their own DNA and which in turn are dependent on the dominant one, which turn on dependent on the dominant gene as a K means that a capital K, that is a kappa for its presence in the killer parameciums. The paramecium with a nuclear genotype K are unable to produce kappa particles. The smaller K, the recessive K, they cannot produce kappa particles. Who can produce the kappa particles? The dominant K. Dominant K only can able to produce these other kappa particles. The inheritance of killer traits do not follow the Mendelian patterns of inheritance. Here, the inheritance of killer traits. Which one is killer traits? The paramecium kappa particle is the one killer type. So they don't, the kappa particle, they don't follow the Mendelian patterns of inheritance. Mendelian patterns, what we have seen, the inheritance characters from one generation to another generation is also inheritance, we say. But here, kappa particles, if they present both dominant, the nucleus as well as the cytoplasm, and they can go and kill the other organisms. Whereas if that kappa particles presents only in the nucleus, the cytoplasm, they will produce their presence only the recessive. It is not said to be kappa particles. All these explanations we are going to see now. When a killer paramecium K, capital K, conjugates with a sensitive, that's a small k, smaller k, that is because it is a recessive. The X conjugates are all heterozygous for capital K genes. Here, kappa particles, they denote as a capital K as a dominance. If that kappa particles are present inside the nucleus as well as cytoplasm, only they can kill the other organisms. Otherwise, they cannot kill the other organisms. It is not harmful to anyone. The kappa particles, capital K genotype, suggests that both X conjugates should be killers. That's why I explained to you. Both the kappa particle which presents inside the nucleus, another kappa particle which presents in the cytoplasms, both should be dominant K. Then only they can kill the other organisms. Otherwise, no, they cannot kill. But this is not a scene. But this cannot be seen inside that, outside the body. Only the inside the body alone can be seen. If the conjugations last only for a short period of time, there is no exchange of cytoplasm between the two parameciums resulting in both killers, capital K and small k, and the sensitives. However, prolonged conjugation permits mixing of cytoplasms of both conjugates resulting in the killers only. Here, I'll just explain to you two parameciums. First one, yeah, this is the one, X conjugates, and here, first diagram, the parameciums, two parameciums, we are going to conjugate, we are going to join together for only 2 minutes. Only 2 minutes. During that time, only the nucleus alone can be transmitted, whereas cytoplasm cannot be transmitted. So before the cytoplasm transmit, we are just removed the two parameciums separately. Here, that's what the first diagram. What I am showing is the one, first one. In this first one, they are making two paramecium to join in order to exchange only the nucleus, and this both paramecium join together only for 1 minute or 2 minutes only. They are allowing to join for conjugations. Within 1 or 2 minutes, they can only transmit the nucleus alone. They cannot transmit the cytoplasm. During that time, only the kappa particle which is present in the nucleus, they only can be transmitted from one organism to another organism. If the kappa particle presents in the cytoplasm, that kappa particle cannot be transmitted to the other organisms in the cytoplasms of kappa particles. That's what's shown here. Here, the dominant one, here, nucleus, they have one kappa particle, dominant K and small k. But here also dominant K and small k. Okay, but in cytoplasm, because here cytoplasm, dot like structure, that is because of cytoplasm. The cytoplasm cannot be exchanged here. Just they are producing their young ones. We have two generations, and they produce cytoplasms both. That nucleus also produces both, but they are one is dominant, another is one dominant as well as the recessive one. Here, same thing, killers. So here, first one they are killers, second one is the one cannot be killer. That's a sensitive ones. That's one to say here. Okay, then here we'll see second diagram. Second diagram, killer. Here that sensitive one. Here we allow them. We are allowing them to have conjugations after 5 minutes, till 5 minutes. During that time, what happens? The cytoplasms as well as the nucleus have been transferred. What is the results here? So here, right, second diagram here. This also cytoplasm must be the. You must have dot in the diagram of second diagram of the parametions. Second part. There are two parts. Other first part I explained to you. Second part I'm explaining to you. Here you can have dot like structures in the cytoplasm. In the book they don't give, but you can have dot in the textbook. They produce both kappa particles. Both are killers. But here one is a killer, another is one sensitive. You both are killers here. These both are sensitive. But here they produce that offspring. All are killers one because the kappa particle which present the nucleus they also transfer. Since we are given more than 2 minutes up to 5 minutes or 10 minutes also. During that time the nucleus also transfer, cytoplasm also transfer. This both cytoplasm and nucleus they have kappa particles. So that kappa particles make the organism to kill. So this is all the information about the kappa particles of paramecium. The next topic one, eugenics, and eugenics. See here, eugenics, the applications of law of genetics for improvement of human race is called as eugenics. Yes, you can go to mark it 2 marks. The term eugenic means well born. Was coined by Francis Galton, the year of 1885. For betterment of our future generations necessary to increase the populations of outstanding people, to decrease the populations of abnormal as the defective people by applying principles of eugenics. Two methods of eugenics. One is the one constructive methods or restrictive methods. The positive eugenics is the attempts of increase consistently better or desirable germ plasms. So first point, early marriage of those having desirable traits, subsiding the fit and establishing sperms and egg banks of precious germplasm, educating the basic principles of genetics and eugenics, improvement of environmental conditions and promotions of genetic research. Okay, this is what the concept of positive eugenics is. Important one you can go through. Then afterwards, negative eugenics is attempts to eliminate the defective germplasms in the society by adopting following measures. If any wrong persons are produced in the society, from that wrong persons where we can prevent the young ones from that wrong person. That's a say as a negative eugenics. Sexual separations of defective, sterilizations of defectives, control of immigrations, and regulations of marriage. Then eugenics, the symbiotic. This is a eugenics is the one symptomatic treatment of genetic disease of man is called as a eugenics or medical engineering. In 1960, Joshua Liederberg coined the term eugenics. Underline just one word. It means normal appearing. It deals with the control of several inherited human diseases, especially inborn errors of metabolisms. Example, phenylketonuria. The last one, eugenics. The science of improvement of existing human race by improving the environmental conditions also eugenics. It can be achieved by subjecting them to better nutrition, better unpolluted and ecological conditions, better educations and sufficient medical facilities. So this is very very important 5 marks. You can go through this eugenics and eugenics. Eugenics and eugenics. Important. They'll ask you. So with this, we are just completed chapter 4 fully for pure science. If you have any doubt in these two explanations about the kappa particles and parameciums, about the shell coiling of limnaea, you can ask doubt through the WhatsApp. Okay, bye. Take care.